So I'm sure you've noticed that founders fall into two main categories. One, the 21st century entrepreneur. These are people that make some money sometimes, not that much money most of the time, or worse. They follow the plan of getting a lot of something, downloads, users, logos, whatever, and they're going to figure out how to make money later. Then you have the growth founders. These are people who know exactly how much money they're going to make this year, exactly how much money they're going to make next year, and they can pull levers and increase revenue, and they're actually going to overshoot their goals. So what is it that lets some founders hit millions a year easily while others pull in less than they could at a full-time job? And after working with hundreds of founders and being in the startup space for years, I know that the growth founders have two things present in their startups, while the entrepreneurs and startup guys have one to none of them. And the truth is, if you have both of these in your startup, then it's actually really easy and enjoyable to cross the $1 million a year mark. And the two things that matter are, one, your mental model of the ecosystem, and two, a profitable, predictable system that will excite and pull customers in and keep them coming back for more. Because it comes down to this. If you don't have a system to profitably land customers, you don't have a business. So let's get down to it and show you how you can get a proven system that profitably lands customers starting today. But first, I need to explain the shift you have to make for this system to work well. And you probably know that mental models, visual explanations of how the world works, are the easiest way to make great decisions quickly. But it's not like if you hand someone mental models, they have mastery over their company's destiny all of a sudden. And it drove me crazy. Why were there some businesses where we could scale up quickly to 1 million a year or 1 million a month, and others where we got stuck at a couple $100,000 a year? And I really dug and tried to figure it out. So what I found, and a lot of scientists found, and a lot of studies have found, is that there's a different view that lay people, regular people, civilians have of mental models and that experts and growth founders have. Okay? And it's not that experts break things down into deeper things like you see on the right side. It's not that experts know that these things interrelate with each other and they actually influence the outcomes of the other things. What experts know that most people don't know is that there's tiny, tiny things that create massive shifts in a business, that create massive shifts in an ecosystem. These tiny kernels of truth actually give you the leverage you need to build a business, and that's really what a business is. It's a collection of these tiny truths, and that's how you can impact millions, billions of people in some cases, right? That's why Instagram was able to sell for $1 billion when they only had 13 people, because they collected these truths. And so when I get into a startup, I can tell really easily if a startup's going to succeed or fail because I'm eyeing whether they've shifted to the truth now. That's what I've been focusing on. So are they focused on reward? Are they focused on, are the startup founders or the employees or the culture? Is it focused on fundraising rounds and people liking their product and people being happy and congratulatory and awards and all these things? Or are they focused on those kernels of truth, what's actually going to give them massive leverage in their business? And when they make that shift, they realize that making your calendar look like this needs to become instinct. It becomes instinct because they're just constantly on the search for these tiny truths. And once you make that shift, it's actually really easy to make your calendar look like this because you know it's important. And you just take these 3 steps and you'll get to that spot. So what does this 3-step system look like? Well, 1, you got to start pricing for problems. Most people price for completely the wrong thing. Most people are pricing based on how much your product costs and what they think the market's going to, be able to use. You got to price for big problems, and you got to price it at a discount for how much it costs to solve that problem. Right? If it's a $100,000 problem and you're charging $2,000, it's a very easy buy. If it's too low of a price point, people are actually less likely to talk to you. I would never talk to someone for a $50 a month product, right? So you want to be able to get on the phone to be able to discuss with them about their problems so you can find those tiny truths. Next, you start running growth experiments to kind of get people. And what we've noticed is, even though the market probably seems completely random to you right now, there are some patterns that emerge. And what we're going to do is we're going to identify what those patterns are. We're going to build a list of the people we're going to go out to. Okay? And we're going to build that list based on a couple different factors, right? We're going to identify, okay, what do they buy? Maybe it's tools or tech that they're about to buy right when they have this problem. What are they doing? Where are they located? How big is their company? There's a bunch of different data points that we're going to test. And then you're going to build that list. when you build that list and you tell them, hey, this is why we reached out to you, we want to solve this problem, we want to learn about your business, a lot of them will respond. Okay, a lot of them will respond and they'll actually want to get on calls with you. And the ones that get on calls with you and you talk to them about this truth and they see that you're not salesy and pushy and so focused on money, you really want to find these secrets, they'll be excited and a percent of them will buy. And so a really easy way to hit $1 million a year is just to look at, okay, if you have a 10K product, you need to get 100 sales. That means you build a list of 40,000, about 3% or 1,200 will respond to that. And then about half of them will get on a call with you. 1 in 6 of them will buy, and boom, you hit $1 million in recurring revenue. And to be honest, when we hit $1 million, we literally just did this. We didn't even go, for one of my businesses, we just did this. We didn't even go to this. This just speeds things up significantly faster. If you want to speed things up even faster, well, okay, by the way, you're going to be super happy when this happens because everybody that you reach out to isn't going to be pissed off at you that you're spamming them. They're going to be excited that you're reaching out because you've made that shift. It's crazy powerful. I wish I had known it earlier. Okay, if you want to speed things up even faster and have a scenario where people are jumping up and down for your product, well, you got to go after some profitable acquisition. So you can start paying money to go out to people even faster versus going over all those variables we went over before. So here's a really easy step-by-step way to do that. And this is the exact system I use. So one, I hit them with some ads. A certain percentage of them will actually hit the landing page. About 10%, 1% of people that see the ad are going to hit the landing page or your site. Over there, they're going to sign up to watch a video. That video is going to go over all the problems and truths and kernels and case studies that you have, and that's going to really excite them because you've already done this process with them one-on-one, right? A percentage of them are going to get on a call, and then they're going to turn into sales. Again, we're going after the $1 million mark. About 4 million people need to see your ads to go ahead and hit your landing page. So 40,000 are going to hit the landing page, 1% of them. Then 1 in 4 are going to watch a video, and then 1 in 12 are going to get on a call with you, right? 1/8 of them are going to buy, and boom, you got another $1 million addition to your company. Now, this is modeled based on that first startup I told you about, that where we went to $1 million a month, and at its peak, we were actually doing $50,000 a day. We priced for problems, we had really broad growth experiments, and the CEO built a really nice, profitable paid acquisition strategy, and that's how he was able to build an 8-figure product line.